What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap after the drama that ensued with the Snort mobile. Which you guys know, someone vandalized our boy DSP's car and took one of his rims and left it just sitting at the mall parking lot, just sitting there with the jack. And you know, we all know that Cat and Phil are not the brightest bulbs in the shed, you know. So anytime something like this happens, of course they have no clue what to do and they're clueless. So of course you have the clueless trying to help the clueless. And Phil had to cut his stream short yesterday to go assist my wife. So he did come back. You know, what's the phrase? You should never let a crisis go to waste. And Phil came back on last night around 10 o'clock and decided to stream, of course, after he was traumatized, knowing that the money buff was going to be in place and the dents were going to rally. And they did. They gave him, I think, about 200 bucks. He yammered on for about 2 hours. By the way, I did stream it. I caught maybe the first hour and a half and I was just like, okay, I'm done. I can't take anymore. So we cut it a little short. But if you want to see the video, it's on my site. So let's see what Phil has to say here about the Snortmobile.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was supposed to be a normal Tuesday.
By the way, if you did watch some of my videos and stuff, of course, they were traumatized, right? They were so traumatized that Phil was able to come on stream last night for 2 hours, right? And do a daily rap. You would think if he was so traumatized, he would just go hang out with his wife and try to calm her down. But no, of course, Phil had to make his videos and try to earn those extra 20 cents, you know, for those 500 views on the daily rap.
23rd, 2023, but sadly was anything but a normal Tuesday for me. Yeah, let's just start from the beginning, shall we? So, final streaming day of the week, coming off of an amazingly positive week of streams and great amount of support and everything. And all I wanted to do today was have a nice, great, relaxing day with my audience and basically, you know, enjoy Zelda with you on the first stream and actually get pretty much further into Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster on the late stream and just end it well. You know, my whole goal for the rest of this month is to get maximum progress in the games that I'm playing so we can get ready for Street Fighter 6. But of course, everything conspires against me, right? And especially, it was hilarious.
He tries to play it off like it's a joke, but that's how he thinks. That's his mentality. He thinks the entire universe, the entire world, everything, you know, the unseen realm is conspiring against him. And what he doesn't realize is a lot of these things could be avoided if he bothered to take a little bit of time and try to be forward thinking. For example, if you know that crime, right, is becoming exceeding in your neighborhood, like Phil said, you would get a car alarm. That would be one thing. Or what you would do is something even simpler and cheaper that would cost you 25 bucks. You would get yourself some wheel lug locks, which cost about 25 bucks for a set of 4. You put one on each tire. It's essentially a lug nut. You guys know what it is. You guys are Phil. And you know that it doesn't deter someone from, like, it doesn't stop someone who really wants to steal something, but it deters them. It slows them down and it makes them think, all right, do I really want to hassle with this? Let me move on to a more easier mark. That's essentially what it is. But of course, since Phil is not forward thinking about anything, this is the shit that happens to him. And would you think that after this, going through this experience, spending 700 bucks to get a new tire and a new rim, you would think he would invest $25 in some wheel locks? You would think he would, right? But of course he's not. He won't. He's essentially going to use those dollar store lug nuts that he bought for the spare and just use those.
So we had a discussion. It was so pertinent to the discussion that we had this morning on the Level 1 podcast, as some people were discussing, hey, Phil, you just had a really supportive week and a half. It ended. The streak ended, by the way, the whole support streak that we had for a long time, which is perfectly fine. And they said, what are you going to do now? Because you got extra funds. And I said, well, here's the deal. Number one, I paid my bills for the month, and I actually paid ahead a little bit on some bills, more than I normally would. helps a lot to be able to pay a little bit more ahead or pay down or whatever it is. So I did that. So a little bit of it, not all of it, some of it's gone. But I got a good surplus kind of sitting around right now. Not a ton, but a good surplus. I'm going to leave it. Why? Because I'm not a guy that has crazy credit or anything because of my financial difficulties in my past. And I would like to have something to sit on and say, just in case something happens, I have something to fall back on. Literally, I said this morning. I said, just in case something happens, I have something to fall back on. So because those words left my lips this morning on the podcast, of course something had to happen. Okay, so let's talk. First of all, Zelda stream.
Okay, yeah, that's not how the world works, Phil. Okay, just because you say something, no, don't be stupid, don't be dramatic. Now, what he was talking about here was that people were saying, hey, you should invest in a PC. You made almost $3,000 the last 2 weeks extra. In addition, why don't you invest in a PC? And Phil said, well, no, I'm not going to do that because, of course, I'm not going to spend the money you gave me on something to improve my business. If you guys keep giving and extending the vest streak, maybe I'll consider a PC. So essentially, he wanted to keep the money he got, to spend it on God knows what. And then he wanted the Dents to give more money for a PC, or hopefully somebody gift him a PC, right? So, again, this all goes to the whole Phil not being a forward-thinking person. So, you know what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen, especially with all these stupid bubbles. The laptop, the PC, whatever, is going to just go on the fritz. You know what's going to happen. Those laptops, that laptop he has is whatever, 7-8 years. It's going to end up dying. And he's going to come on stream screaming and crying, or not be able to come on stream because he won't be able to screen capture and stuff, and cry that his PC died and, oh, the universe is against him and all this shit. When if he would have been forward thinking, he would have said, hey, you know what? I got $3,000. Let me take $700 and buy myself a new laptop or a PC, right? An okay PC, something that, you can edit with, you can stream with, and even play some games. You can get a graphics, you can get a PC for $600-700 with a pretty good graphic card that lets you do some gaming PC. You would think that he would do that, right? Thinking, okay, let me avoid something bad happening. If my laptop dies, I'll have a new PC. You would think he would do that. No, he's not going to do that. Because he always waits to the last minute, or he waits until something happens for him to react. He's a reactionary person. He's not a forward-thinking person where he thinks, okay, let me plan out for the worst. Especially with stuff like this, because this is, Phil, your business, right? It's not like you're talking about, well, I want to invest in some patio furniture for my house because I may want to have guests eventually, and I like that. No, that's different than investing in something that's critical. For example, investing in lug nuts, which will run you $20 to $25, and maybe your car wouldn't be sitting on the floor or on a jack like it did. Again, not a forward-thinking person, not a very serious person here.
Today was going good. We were in the depths. I explored for about an hour. Fought a boss fight that, quite frankly, was very, very, very annoying. I almost feel like the boss fight was not intended for my level, where I am in the game. Or that the mechanics of the game sadly just had not been explained very well up to this point. Because people were like, oh, you could have done this.
Okay,
this,
he's talking about
Zelda.
Nobody
cares. In a
cares.
nutshell, this is a boss that flies around his vehicle and then you attack him when he's on. Totally forgot about that. I've only really done it once. I'm not really actively thinking about it, having a brain fart. So there's ways I could have done it easier, but for me, it was really annoying. There were times when I was clipping through the vehicle. After that first hour, we went back to the main over. And so we were about to head into a third hour. And as I was about to head into my third hour of gameplay, I got a urgent, scared text from my wife that some horrible things had happened to her today while she was at work. I don't really want to go into the full story of it here. Just don't worry, she's healthy and safe. But we were robbed today, essentially. A piece of our car was stolen. If you want the full story, I made a whole separate hour-long video telling the story tonight.
Leave it to Phil to make it seem like this is this fucking huge dramatic deal where if you listen to Phil, it sounds like Kat was in the car and they forced her to stay in there while they jacked the car up and took her wheel and threatened her. Just listening to Phil with the fucking drama. That didn't happen. She went into work. Some criminal decided they wanted a rim for whatever reason. They took it and left the car alone. They could have done a lot worse. If they really wanted to be seriously malicious, they could have just dumped the car on the fucking floor without the jack, right? They didn't do that. They just wanted the wheel and the tire, Phil. I mean, yeah, I'm not justifying these morons stealing anything because I don't, it's wrong. But it's not like, your wife was held at gunpoint. That's how you fucking make it seem, and it's very annoying. Yeah, it sucks when people take your shit, and it happens. Everyone's experienced some type of theft or vandalism or something in their life, okay, Phil? So just because you're so sheltered and you have no life experience whatsoever, and you try to bury yourself in the snort fort and avoid human contact, this is what happens, Phil, in real life, okay? So get the fuck over it. That's why people have insurance. That's why people have savings account and money saved aside to deal with shit like this. Is it annoying? Yes. Does it piss you off? Yes. Do you feel violated? I guess you do, yeah. But again, it's not like Kat was in the fucking car and she was held at gunpoint. She was at work, someone vandalized the car. It sucks. It's just like someone breaking your windshield and taking your radio. Yeah, it sucks.
And I urge you to watch. There's even pictures and everything about it. Give it a watch. You'll probably be riveted and fascinated. Okay? So, I had to deal with that, And so I couldn't finish my stream. I had to cancel my stream. I had to take an Uber over there. I had to deal with that with her and, make sure she was all right and then get the car back home. And now, I got another part on order and everything. And, it is what it is, right? There's not much I can really do about it. It's just life, but it's just so funny that I just had a week where I made extra money, and the extra money is now being spent on this out of nowhere thing that happened that obviously you wouldn't have expected, nor should it have happened. It's like, how do you really prevent something crazy like this from happening? I don't know.
Have an alarm. Park in a very crowded area that, are visible near the doors of the stores, which is two things. The third thing you could have done, Phil, was maybe put an alarm in your car. And the fourth thing you could have done was have wheel locks. Wheel lug nut locks. That would have probably prevented it, because if someone would have looked, they would have said, oh, okay, he has locks. It's going to take more time to remove it. I'll move on to another car. No. Phil, that's what you do to prevent this shit. Okay? My car, all four lug nuts on all of my vehicles are wheel locks. They're specialized wheel locks. So if someone wants to take my rim or my tire, it's going to be very difficult to do.
But it's just life, I guess, right? So on the late stream tonight, of course, all everyone wanted to talk about was this. I said, there's no way we're doing gameplay. You guys want to hear the story. So I told the story for about an hour, and then I did about an hour of Q&A. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but man, I got a headache. Like, I'm stressed out. I was yawning. I had a headache during the stream. I'm like, oh, this sucks, Just not a good time to have to go through this. I wanted to just relax and play games tonight, but it is what it is. So here's the thing. As of me making this video, I've uploaded nothing today. No Level 1 podcast, no gameplay of Zelda, nothing. This is the first thing I'm uploading, so you'll probably see this video live on the channel before all the others because it'll be much shorter. But I assure you, everything's going live tonight. Yes, the Level 1 podcast and the Zelda gameplay and the vlog talking about what happened today and another Q&A, hour-long Q&A video, and then this. So all going...
Remember, folks, this is the guy that just, spent God knows how much time telling us how traumatized him and his wife are. And yet he's sitting here ignoring his wife, uploading crappy videos, and of course streaming because the money buff is in play. And of course he needed to make up for that terrible first stream where he barely made 50 bucks. So anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. You guys know the rest. If you want to check out the rest of the Snortmobile saga, you guys can check out my channel. I have a couple videos on it. Also the one where he actually docks his wife's... God, what an idiot. Okay, anyway, that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.